Hey, welcome back, comic fans. It's Mr. Q Comics back with another haul video. Today we have got some books I picked up from multiple antique shops. I hit up the one close by my house that I've shown off books from on multiple occasions, hit them up twice in the past couple of weeks, and then I was able to hit a new shop on a road trip for work. And coming back home from that road trip, I hit up another shop a little south of me that I've been to, I think, only one time before. So before we dive into the books, please go down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe, leave me some comments, let me know what you think about these books. So, all right, I was headed on a road trip for work, and as usual, when I'm driving, I like to kind of map out, see if there's any new shops that I haven't hit up. Usually looking for antique or thrift shops where I can find bargains as opposed to hitting up comic shops. So I found one shop that I was able to jump in. They did not have a ton of books, really just some minor stuff. The one book I'll show off that I picked up, 100% just a nostalgia buy for me. I grabbed a copy of Double Dragon #1. It is a newsstand copy. I don't think this book is worth anything, but if you grew up in the 80s like me, Double Dragon was like a big part of my childhood, playing in the old school arcades. In my area, we had the Dream Machine. We had a couple other local arcades, and of course, when it came to the NES, pretty sure it came to the NES. I remember playing it. So we love this game. I saw this, had never seen this book before, and one of the reasons I love hunting is finding stuff like this. May not be worth anything, but man, there's a flood of nostalgia when you find it. So happy to find that. I think I picked up a small stack. There was a case there, but the guy had like 2-3 books that were just crazy expensive, and I didn't even bother. But on the way back from the road trip, I hit up another antique mall that's about a half hour away from me that I recently discovered. Another nostalgia buy I found. I think this was a couple of bucks. This is just Disney's Tailspin #1. Again, I think this is when Disney was printing their own books before Star Comics. I think I could have that wrong. I don't know when this came out, but this was just another cartoon I remember watching as a kid, and I saw this pretty decent shape, and I think it was like $2, so I grabbed it. So 100% nostalgia buys on those for me. All right, so sticking at that same shop that I just got the Disney's Tailspin at, a couple of vendors in there. I've had good luck before. I think I showed these guys off 3 or 4 hauls ago, but 2 different vendors I think I bought from. But we picked up a copy of Astonishing Tales #7. I think this was like $8. It's lower grade, good, very good. This is the second appearance of Bobby Morse, who later becomes Mockingbird. Hasn't shown up in anything MCU related. There's been a lot of spec tied to her, a lot of talk with the Hawkeye series that maybe I forget her name, maybe Hawkeye's wife will become Mockingbird or is Mockingbird. I don't know. Spec on everything. So whatever, for whatever it was, $8, I thought it was a decent pickup. Found this cheap. It is beat, but I always grab this when I find it, and I don't find it a lot. Spidey Super Stories #31, of course, just that super cool Star Wars homage. I mean, come on, Spidey with a lightsaber. Fantastic. I think I've only found this one time before, and it is really beat as well. This is super low grade, VG range, tons of creases, but it was like $4, and I thought that was fair, considering I never come across it. I only picked up a few books here. This I thought was a good find. It is Thor #160. I thought this was part of the Galactus origin arc. I don't know that it counts, but it is a pretty expensive book. Cool Jack Kirby Galactus cover. I think it's Galactus versus Ego, the Living Planet. Very cool Jack Kirby cover. So probably VG range, and I think the guy had this for $25, which, man, in today's market, it seems like any Silver Age Marvel back issue is in somewhat decent shape is going for double that. It's crazy. I've been jumping on Whatnot auctions for my local shops, and man, people are just paying primo bucks for anything Silver Age. So definitely happy to find that. And then a couple books that I saw the last time I was there, but this guy happened to have a 20% off sale the day I walked in. Hadn't reloaded a ton of stuff, so I jumped on these 2 that I was eyeing the first time I was in. Defenders #10. This is that classic Hulk vs. Thor cover from John Romita. This one's probably in the very fine range, and with a discount, it was like $36. So I thought that was a decent price. So happy to grab that. Beautiful cover. And lower grade, but this book, again, way more expensive than it used to be. Defenders #1, first team appearance of first solo title, not the first team appearance. I think that's that Marvel feature issue. First appearance of Necrodamus. I think that's how you say it. This one worked out to about $32, but it's definitely lower grade. A lot of creasing, probably a low VG range, I would guess. But man, Defenders books, the title used to be nothing, and there are multiple keys now in that run that command a good chunk of change. So I thought those were pretty affordable copies, so very happy to pick those up. All right, so I think the rest of the books, I hit up my there's 2 antique stores real close to me that I go to frequently. Some of the dealers are in both. I kind of got the hauls mixed together here. Picked up from a couple of dealers. There's one in particular that I buy from pretty frequently, but again, it's all mixed together here, so let's just kind of jump in. We've got Deadpool Comics #51. I just thought that was a cool cover. I think it's the first appearance of Kid Deadpool. I could care less, honestly, about that, but that's what people has it marked as. I just thought it was a cool Detective 38 homage. This was like $8. It's probably near mid-range. I thought that was a little expensive, but I looked it up when I got home, and it looks like it goes for like $20-30 online. So cool cover. I figured it was worth it. This was a neat pickup. Secret Society of Supervillains. This is the first team appearance. Pretty decent shape on this. I think it was probably like a VF range. This was only like $8. So I thought that was a cool DC Bronze Age. So happy to find that. Pretty neat. Some more Jack Kirby. This was from the dealer I'll talk about it more, but I buy from quite a bit. New Gods #3. What crazy cover the guy's on. Literally skis wearing a cape. So kooky DC Kirby stuff. But this is lower grade. I don't have a lot of. I don't think I have New Gods #1, but this was like $13, but it's probably VG range. So not the best bargain, but I thought it was kind of funny. So happy to grab some Kirby stuff, some Kirby DC Bronze Age. This was just early or a 10-cent DC cover. I love these kind of quirky DC books from the 50s and 60s tied to the pop culture of the period. So we got Bob Hope #40. Just a goofy, the Swami cover, got kind of the good girl art going on. I mean, it's beat up, but it was less than $10. So seems like people are asking quite a bit for this online. I don't know a ton about the kind of Jerry Lewis and Bob Hope stuff, but I thought it was a neat find for under $10 for a 10-cent DC cover. So I picked that up. All right, one more book we got. This was cool from the same guy I got the Bob Hope from. Wonder Woman #1. I think I happened to find this just after George Perez passed. This is a decent copy here. What is this? Probably VF near mint range. I think this was like $18, which is probably what this goes for. I kind of noticed after. This is actually the second printing. You've got nothing else in there, just a 75 cents in the #1. So I don't really know if that goes for more, but I thought it was pretty affordable and a nice copy. So I was happy to pick up another one of those. And then, okay, everything else is from, excuse me, the one big dealer I've been buying from. Call him a big dealer. I happened to go in a couple weeks ago when he was restocking, and I was able to talk to him. He's an older gentleman. It's literally his personal stuff he bought off the rack. As I understand it, I don't think he's out hunting this stuff, and he's just an older guy, and he just is slowly selling this stuff off in this antique store. I think it's just part of his monthly income. I started asking about, what types of books he has, if, I could, give him like a want list, and he was pretty much flat out against it. So when I pushed the issue, I totally get it. He just wants to steadily put his books in on a monthly basis, put a few books in, and get a little extra change on a monthly basis. And it's just like he's slowly selling stuff off. So totally understand that. So it's basically a crapshoot. You just kind of got to go in, look through his stuff frequently, and see if he's loaded some stuff in. And occasionally there's some great deals. A lot of the stuff is overpriced. I've talked about this particular dealer before. A good chunk of it's really overpriced and has been sitting there for years. But every so often, some gems find their way in there. So he happened to reload a couple of times, and I was able to pick up some what I felt was good stuff. So we'll dive in with some of the lower grade stuff. We've got Batman 119. This was only like $4, and then I got home and realized I knew it was low grade, but it's got like holes punched all the way through the book. So this is like, I don't know, fair, good. It's complete. Story's complete. You can read it, but beat to heck. But a 10-cent Batman for $4, it's complete. I think everyone's taking that home with them. Another copy of this, very cool Frank Bruner cover, giant size Man-Thing, number 4. What did I pay for this? I think it was like $12. It's probably mid-grade. That's a decent price. It's the first solo Howard the Duck story. Love this Man-Thing cover. Very cool. Yeah, Frank Bruner. Fantastic Bronze Age kind of horror, macabre art, and probably, I don't even know if I said that right, but all right. What else we got here? We got Tales to Astonish 101. I believe this is the final issue, and it's the first appearance of a character named Destiny. Don't know who that is, but this was like $15. Again, lower grade, good, very good range. A lot of his stuff is on the lower grade side. But picked up some Doctor Strange. He had a lot of Doctor Strange. He's spread between these two antique stores, and he's kind of got it higher grade books in one case over here, and then you go upstairs in that store, and he's got the lower price books, and he had a ton of like Doctor Strange, the Marvel Premiere stuff though. The 20-cent covers, a lot of it like 20, 25, $30. Some of it way more, but he sold a ton of it. But I was able to find a couple of what I thought were the better deals. Got a copy of Doctor Strange 170, which is the first cover appearance of Nightmare. This is probably, again, VG range. This was like $16, I believe. And then I was also able to pick up this last trip here. This book just got a little hot with the movie. Doctor Strange 175. First cover appearance of Clea right down here in the bottom. So same idea. VG range. And I think this was a little cheaper. Probably closer to like $13. So happy with those prices. All right, here's a very cool book. This is why I love going to him, because he has Golden Age stuff, and some of it is awesome. I've shown off before. I got a beautiful copy of Planet Comics from him, and he also has some pulps, but most of it's the kind of, true comics, that type of stuff that's not, it doesn't command as much, but every so often he sneaks in some gems, and this is beat to heck, but I love these Jungle Comics. Number 90. This is really low grade. Presents well from the front, except for the writing, but you got spine splits and there's stains and tears on the back. Just an awesome Good Girl art cover from Joe Doolin. And when is this from? This is from 1947, I believe, from Fiction House. So probably in the good range, but I think this worked out to like $20. So $20 for a Golden Age Good Girl art cover, I am absolutely picking up. That one's fantastic. It's a book I've wanted for a while. He happened to have one in there. This book, again, like everything, has gone up, well beyond what I was willing to pay. So this is a super low grade copy, but it was cheap, and I was happy to get a copy just to get one into the PC. We got Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. #1, that classic kind of trippy 60s cover from Jim Steranko. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Super low grade. It's got a water stain here. It presents pretty well from the front, but when you get to the back, it is really rough, but it was cheap. I mean, it was like $12. So for me, for my personal collection, looks pretty decent from the front. For $12, I was absolutely happy to pick that up. This book, again, really pricey nowadays, and I don't even know if this is even a key. Other than it's the first issue. Okay, it's the first appearance of Scorpio as well, but a character I don't really know a ton about. All right, now getting into some of the better books here. This was the trip I took this week. Found this copy of Thor 135, another great Kirby cover. This is the second appearance of the High Evolutionary. That book has been spec'd on. 134 has been spec'd on for some time. I'm pretty positive it's confirmed he's coming in Guardians Volume 3, but it doesn't seem like that book has really popped yet. It's still pretty expensive, but I feel, again, you know how it goes. Once the trailer hits, these books go crazy. Everyone waits until they see it on the screen, and I'm a big proponent of second appearances. So this one I paid more for than a lot of the other books, but it's decent mid-grade probably like 40 bucks I paid for it. So that's probably close to fair market value right now. But again, I just been grabbing these. Just I think this has some room to grow here. So I've been picking up a few of those, and it is a great Kirby cover. That's probably the nicest copy I found. Okay, this book is, I don't even know what this goes for now, but definitely a pricey book. Tales of Suspense 75. This is the first appearance of Agent 13, Sharon Carter, the first cameo of Peggy Carter. You've also got the first Batroc the Weeper, if I'm saying that correctly. Don't know what this commands, but has definitely been up and down. Obviously, you've got Captain Carter has been hot recently, so this was really nice find. A low grade, this was like 30 bucks, but you can see it's got some water damage, some red paint there. So happy to find this. I think this goes for quite a bit more on eBay. So that was one of the kind of nicer books he snuck in. Another one that has been hot, and this he just put in there. Again, low grade, but it's Thor 129. Tons of first appearances. First appearance of Ares, Hermes, Hera, all of the kind of Greek gods, which I think we're going to be seeing in Thor Love and Thunder. As I'm shooting this, I think I just watched the latest teaser that came out, and I'm pretty positive you get a back shot of must be Zeus. I can't remember who's in it. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be Zeus or Ares or someone, but anyways, there's been a lot of spec with this. A couple of these Thor books tied to those other gods that are potentially going to show up, including Hercules. This is, again, VG range, and this was less than 20 bucks, so another good pickup. All right, final two. One that was, I thought, a heck of a buy, and another one that I definitely paid up for, but a very cool book. So this was like $6. Tales to Astonish, number 90, first appearance of the Abomination. You can see super beat up, but he just put it in this past week, I think, and yeah, happy to find it. Just saw the She-Hulk trailer come out, and Abomination is definitely in there. Not sure how we feel about that show. That looks, to me, I was not impressed with the trailer. I thought it looked really kind of tacky to me. It kind of looked like one of those, you know, what you'd expect an 80s superhero show to have looked like. But, you know, it's not from the 80s, so it doesn't have that nostalgia effect. You know, if I go back and watch an actual 80s show, it's still cool because it's from the 80s. But I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong, and it's a decent show. But the CGI looked a little weird to me. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Just my opinion. We'll see what the other trailers bring. But definitely a good pickup on that for less than 10 bucks. And the final book, he'd have this one sitting there. And man, I've been hemming and hawing about buying it. I definitely had to pay up for it, but I finally pulled the trigger. You got to pay cash to get the best price with this guy, but I picked up a copy of Batman, number 105. Pretty decent shape, probably somewhere in the VG range. This is the second appearance of Batwoman. Sheldon Moldoff cover from 1957, and this I did pay up for. This is like 250 bucks. So that's probably fair market value, maybe a little more. I don't know. Tough to tell. eBay prices are all over the place, but you know, a 10-cent Batman key issue. I was happy to pick it up. I think that's super cool book to add to the PC. So that is it for the haul, guys. Again, if you're a fan of these types of videos, please go down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe, leave me some comments, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys soon.